Good afternoon, this is Mayor Turner, and I just wanted to catch you up on the latest information about the coronavirus. Right now, the numbers for the other cities, Amarillo is at 152, Lubbock is now up to 317, Abilene is at 68, San Angelo is at 39, Wichita Falls is 56, our neighbors to the east are at 32, Midland, and currently Odessa has 46 cases of COVID. I've talked to you a little bit about this sit rep that I get every day from the EOC, which is Emergency Operations Center. I was wanting to go over some of the information that we get right now in Medical Center Hospital. They have 4 cases of confirmed COVID. 3 out of the 4 are actually on ventilators. So they have 15 cases that are suspect cases. These are people that they believe might have the virus, but they haven't received the test back. And currently they have 24 tests that are out and they're waiting for the results to come in. At ORMC, they have 3 under suspicion. The one patient they have, I was listening to the press conference. That one is actually being released and sent home. So we're glad to hear that. And right now we have 23 people that have recovered from the coronavirus, which is fantastic news. So talk a little bit about the EOC. One of the things that it helps us is they have a map of the city. And through that, we track individual cases by their home address. So we can look at that and say, well, maybe this part of the city might be getting more cases, and we can be able to go out and look at that. And hopefully if we catch an area, we can do something to help prevent the spread of it. But another one, the Emergency Operations Center has done, all of our first responders, are my heroes. I've talked about that many times before. Our nurses are doing an amazing job, but sometimes if they're exposed and they don't want to go home because they don't want to give it to their family, the EOC has established places where they can go and stay until they make sure that they're not systematic or they're asymptomatic or that they have coronavirus. We've done the same thing with our first responders. We did have a police officer who was positive, and we want to make sure that they don't take that home. We want to keep them in an area to make sure they don't pass it to their families because they care about their families the same as all of us. And so they've established places that if a first responder is positive, they have a place they can send them. If a first responder has been exposed, maybe getting tested, there's another place they can stay. So EOC has been fantastic to be able to look at worst case scenarios. That's what it's there for, is to look at that so that we can adjust our reactions going forward. This week, you're probably going to hear something coming out of the state about schools. Governor Abbott is going to talk about schools this week. So we will hear what's going on from there. I spoke with Scott over at ECISD, and he's expecting that to come out. Also, Governor Abbott is starting to talk about releasing some of the restrictions or being ready when we get to that point. So we're in the process of listening for that, and hopefully this week I'll be able to tell you kind of what the plan is going forward. So right now in the state of Texas, give you the numbers there. 146,467 people have been tested in the state of Texas. They have confirmed 1,409 cases of COVID throughout the state that are currently in the hospital. That's 1,400 people in the hospital. And 14,624 people have COVID in the state of Texas. They are estimating that 2,500 of these cases have recovered. So that's great news. But unfortunately, we do have 318 fatalities in the city. I'm sorry, in the state. On my Facebook page the other day, I put that we had 3 deaths in the city. It is only 2. They received some results back from an autopsy, and one of the men that we thought had passed away had actually not passed away from COVID, but from another condition. So, unfortunately, the man's still dead, which we want to pray for the families. Talking a little bit about the schools, I was on a call today with Mike Conaway, our U.S. representative, and just hearing what our schools are doing right now for the community is amazing. Our junior college, OC, and UTBB are both aiding any way they can. Right now, UTBB has their engineering students working on ways to protect first responders. One way that we have talked about in a couple of the meetings is building a device that a first responder can sit inside and administer tests so that we don't have to use as much of the PPE, which is personal protective equipment, because that sometimes is in short supplies. But they have made items where they can put their hands through it, administer the test, put the test back in the tube, and then they're ready to go to the next patient, which is a great idea. UTBB is working on those to be able to help in the drive-through testing that will be established next week, which is another great way of showing our community is caring about each other and that we can all continue to work together to get through this crisis. ECISD is doing a fantastic job going to technology. They have ordered 10,000 units, which will be some type of electronic unit that kids that do not have access to those can use to be able to learn online. And they are actively working on getting some type of Wi-Fi into the parts of the county that don't have Wi-Fi, so that the kids can actually be able to use the Wi-Fi in their area. So, which is fantastic. We are actually, as a city of Odessa, through the Development Corporation, assisting in that effort to get the Wi-Fi in those areas of the county that don't have Wi-Fi, just to be able to help our kids, because the kids are our future, and if we can help them to be more technology friendly, then we can, that's just better for us down the future. This week, just to give you a little bit of a heads up, what's on my schedule, we've had the call with Mike Conaway. Tomorrow we are going to have a conference call with Ted Cruz. What they're wanting to do is just make sure we have everything we need, and I really appreciate them reaching out. Sometimes we can try to get things, but sometimes when you have somebody in the government, that can help you get the things you need. Right now, we are in good shape on PPEs. We did receive a shipment. Debbie Hayes, the county judge, has been working diligently to get the drive-through testing going, and that's going well. We did receive the testing kits that we need, so we will be able to do that. And Friday, I will be in on the Governor Abbott's call to be able to hear about what he is proposing going forward, as we need to start releasing some of these restrictions. I know it has been very, very hard on a lot of people in this city, especially hairdressers, fingernail technicians, massage people, businesses that have had to shut down, and that's his goal, is to get these open as quick as we can. So finally, just talking a little bit, if you know a truck driver, please tell them thank you. Right now I was listening to somebody talking about the food banks and how much food the food banks are using. Many times it's 2 or 3 times the amount of food they have been using in the past, before the coronavirus. And our truck drivers are bringing that stuff in, and they are doing a fantastic job. Just want to thank them, because I think it's very important at the end of the call we thank people, because there's a lot of people out there working very hard to protect us, and the truck drivers are doing an amazing job, because if it wasn't for them, our stores wouldn't have food in them. We wouldn't get the medical supplies. So all the truck drivers, thank you very much. Tomorrow I will catch you up after the phone call with Ted Cruz and let you know exactly what's going on, where our community is, And if you would, please keep praying for all those that are ill, and especially those that are in the hospital and all their families. Thank you very much. God bless you, and God bless Odessa.